Some people go through the worst dramas without shedding a single tear. We often perceive them as incredibly strong or insensitive.
But what is truly behind this unshakable facade? Today, we dive into the psychology of people who never cry. Tears are not just a reaction to sadness. They are an essential biological valve for our balance.
Crying releases stress hormones like cortisol.
It is a natural mechanism of emotional regulation.
For the person who never cries, this valve is deliberately locked.
This behavior is rarely innate. It is generally learned.
Often, it stems from a strict upbringing or toxic social messages. The implicit or explicit injunction, crying is a sign of weakness. The body then develops an extreme self-protection mechanism. He associates emotional expression with danger or humiliation. The core mechanism is emotional repression. Emotions are repressed deeply, outside conscious awareness.
They don't disappear. They are simply muted.
Another mechanism is intellectualization. The person coldly analyzes the situation instead of feeling it. She transforms the pain into a logical problem to solve.
This allows one to maintain a critical distance from the event.
The third mechanism is detachment or dissociation. It is a break between the body that suffers and the mind that observes. This technique is often used by victims of trauma. The absence of tears is not synonymous with the absence of pain.
On the contrary, the pain is there, but it is insisted.
The energy expended to maintain this control is massive. This constant monitoring often leads to chronic anxiety. Unreleased stress accumulates in the nervous system. The body then somaticizes what the mind refuses to express. It can manifest as frequent headaches or muscle tension.
Digestive problems are also a common somatization of repressed sadness.
In relationships, the emotional shell creates distance. Their entourage perceives these individuals as cold or indifferent.
They struggle to establish genuine emotional intimacy. They fear that a small crack might pave the way for a total collapse. We must distinguish different profiles of non-criers.
Some are these social controllers.
They have a rigid self-image to maintain. For them, crying is an admission of failure or a loss of public dignity. Others are the internal stoics. They can feel deeply, but process their pain privately, as a matter of principle.
They do not necessarily block the feeling, but its outward expression.
The most concerning profile is that of the traumatic dissociate.
Blocking is a survival strategy in the face of past unbearable suffering.
The emotional system shut down to avoid reliving the terror.
Complete inability to cry is a psychological red flag.
It is rarely a proof of strength, but often a proof of fear.
The fear of vulnerability and of losing control of oneself.
True strength lies in emotional flexibility.
The ability to accept and express emotions without judgment.
To regain this flexibility, one must first accept one's vulnerability.
Starting with alternative channels of expression is often necessary. Reflective writing, artistic creation, or music can help. Intense physical exercise also releases accumulated tension. The goal is not to force tears, but to release the feeling. Consulting a professional can be essential for unlocking old mechanisms.
The psychology of people who never cry is one of hyper-control.
It is armor that's served to protect, but which ultimately isolates.
Tears are not a sign of defeat.
They are the natural language of our humanity.
Give yourself permission to feel.
This is the first step toward true resilience.